Today I want to talk to you about something really important, and that is crate training. It's not as important for you to teach your dog to go into his crate or stay in his crate as it is for the dog to understand to enjoy his crate. The crate should be a happy place for the dog. It should be a place that the dog chooses to go to, not a place that we throw our dog into when he's in trouble. So a crate is not a timeout. It's not it can be a timeout, but it shouldn't be a place where he goes, if he's in trouble or he's done something wrong or you're angry with him or anything. It should be a place he can go to decompress. It should be a place he can go to relax, a place he can go that he knows is all his own and only positive things will happen in the crate. So to show you how to do this, I'm going to use Jimmy, our black Labrador retriever. Jimmy, come here. And here comes Jimmy. Jimmy's a super agility dog, obedience dog that my girlfriend Janet's trained for many, many years. He was a guide dog, career change dog. He was going to be a seeing eye dog, but he ended up opting out, and I think he knew he'd have a much better life being in our life. So anyway, what I want to show you here is when we get the dog to understand the crate, I'm going to leave the crate door open, and he's already into his treats. We know he likes treats. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take the treat and I'm going to throw it in the crate, and I'm going to say crate. And when he comes out, he's going to get a big fat nothing burger here, and I'm going to say, Jimmy, crate. And when he's in the crate now, I'm going to say, good crate. Whoops, that one flew out. Good crate. Good boy. Good crate. In other words, all positive things are happening. See how he's staying in the crate now? He's staying in the crate because God is throwing treats from heaven into the crate. So he's looking in the crate for the treats, but if he comes out, which I'm going to wait a second to see if he comes out, and he's not. Right? Because what is he doing? He's looking on the floor of the crate. 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 And now what I'll do is I'll lure him out all the way, and he'll probably come out. But when he comes out, I'm not going to give him any kind of interaction, right? He's still looking for treats, and he'll come out in a second and watch what he does. Jimmy, Jimmy, good boy. What I got to do now is lure him out. Jimmy, good boy. And at this point, watch what he's going to do. He's going to look around. Now that's the treat that I threw into the crate that bounced out, but he's looking for treats. And he'll probably go back into the crate on his own. And if he doesn't, I'm going to take another treat, and I'm not going to talk to him here. I'm not saying good boy. I'm going to throw the treat in the crate and say, good crate. Good crate. Good crate. Now watch, as much as I'm standing in front of him, his choice is to stay in the crate. Okay, so as you can see, through all this time, he has not come out of the crate. The most important thing about crate training is twofold. One, if the dog goes into the crate, that's where the rewards are. Don't, when the dog comes out, make a big deal out of him. So even if I'm going to lure him out and say, Jimmy, come on, Jimmy. Good. But I'm not going to make a big deal out of this. If I'm teaching him the crate, all the rewards are going to happen when he goes in the crate. Jimmy, crate. And as soon as he goes in the crate, he understands that's where the reward is going to come from. The best thing you can do here is make sure the treats are in the back of the crate. Because the more the dog thinks that the back of the crate is a good place to be, the less likely he is to try to break out and bust out of that crate when the door opens. During your initial phases of crate training, do not close this door. Leave the door open and teach the dog that in the crate, there's going to be a treat every time. Crate, good. So now I'm going to actually lure him out. Jimmy, Jimmy, come on. No praise. Jimmy, crate. Yes, good, crate. He knows I have the treats here, but watch just for a little example. Let's see what happens. He sees I have treats here. Will he come out? No. Because the reward is given to him here. I threw a couple of treats in this time. So if I hold the treat here, even this is almost unfair, but it's going to tease him, he's not going to get it there. Crate, crate, Jimmy, crate. Because that's where he's going to get the treat. Yes, good crate, good boy. That's where it happens. So again, I'm going to be a little more unfair here, and I'm going to hold a treat here. And he'll probably come out and try to get it. Oh, he's smart. What's he doing? He's looking on the floor because that's where this treat appears. If I hold the treat here, oh, good boy, Jimmy. Good crate. That's a good boy. A couple things you can do with your dog is if they're in the crate is give them something they really love in the crate, like a bone. So if he knows this bone is going to be in the crate and I'm going to put it in the back of the crate, that's where he's going to stay. Now if he takes the bone out, I'm going to take it away from him and put it back in the crate. But he's not. He understands good things happen in that crate. Once he has something good, something he loves in the crate, that's when I'm going to close the door for the first time. But I'm not going to latch it yet. Don't latch the crate right away, because what happens if the dog tries to get out and he sees it's latched and he feels trapped, he's going to be reluctant to go back into the crate. The crate is a happy place. The crate is a place that the dog chooses to go and chooses to stay in because good things happen here. Crates are a method of positive reinforcement. It's positive because something good happens, and it's reinforced because it keeps happening in the crate. Don't latch the crate right away, because if he tries to get out, he's going to be upset. Next time you're going to have to force your dog into the crate. I've never taught a dog in all my years to go into the crate by forcing him in there. You force them in, they're going to push out. It's an opposition reflex. I yank a dog this way, they pull that way. I force him in, he forces himself out. In fact, what I would do is I would almost try to force the dog out of the crate so that he would see that being in there is more positive, right? If I take his bone away from him here, he realizes that in the crate is where he gets it. If he comes out here, just like I did with the treats, he doesn't get this. So what does he choose to do? Look at that face. He chooses to stay in the crate, because what happens? I take it away and he gets it back again in the crate. He doesn't get treats outside of the crate, or big rewards, I should say. So if you're trying to initially condition your dog to a crate, do a couple things. Get a marrow bone. Get some Kongs. Get some food. Feed your dog their meals in the crate. Feed the meals in the back of the crate. All the rewards come in the back of the crate. In fact, if I open the door here, open both doors, and take his bone here, he's still not going to come out of the crate. And just for fun, I'm going to put that there. And what does he do? He stays in his crate. Because why? Because the bone, he's not going to get it here. Even if he gets up, I'm going to show him, that's where you get your treat. The more often I reward him for being in the crate and make it a positive experience. With puppies, we put them in there when they're tired, when they're acting cranky, when they're jumping. And they're in here, they learn to calm down. We don't correct the dog, yank them, and throw them in the crate. There's no negative association with the crate. It's a positive association. It's something he loves. The doors are all open. It's his choice to come out. But if he comes out, there's no bone, there's no treats, there's no toys, there's no nothing. Early phases of dog training and crate training, which is the most important thing you will do, is to crate train your dog. Because here, he'll be safe. If, God forbid, there's a medical emergency and he has to be in a crate. For example, Maya has to spend the next few months in a crate. Okay, he takes the bone and he goes outside. All I do is I take the bone away from him. Jimmy, let me have it. Now he has an option. He can go outside and not have a bone, or he can do what? Go right back in the crate, and I'm going to wait till he shows me that he's going to settle in that crate. And when he settles, he gets his bone back. And you have to be able to correct your dog, which is what I just did. That was a negative correction. Negative in that I took the bone away from him. I didn't yank him or hurt him or hit him or yell at him or anything. I just took the bone away, and it was his option. You don't want the bone, you don't have to go in the crate. But I know he wants that bone more than anything, but he wants to take it somewhere else. He doesn't get to have the bone anywhere else. This is where you need to step it up and be a good dog parent and teach the dog he needs to stay in there. What I was saying before about Maya, she's going to spend the next several months in a crate. If I had not crate trained her early on, it would be the most miserable experience for her and me. And then these months would be miserable. But instead, they're very positive for her. She goes in her crate, she gets treats, she gets to lay down, she gets to relax, and it's a positive place for her. It's never been associated with anything negative. It's only been associated with food and treats and bones and praise. So all the praise happens when the dog is in the crate. Good boy, Jimmy. That's a good boy. I reinforce him being in the crate positively, and I can even still throw some treats in there while he's dining on his yummy bone, because these treats are coming from me and they're a surprise. And to keep the dog surprised and to keep him thinking something good is going to happen in that crate over and over and over again are your phases. Then, like I said, you close the door, then you latch the door. And when these doors are latched, keep this duration short, right? So you're going to keep this duration maybe just a few minutes. And before the dog starts jumping up to get out, that's when I'm going to unlatch the door and let the dog come out. So I'm going to show you one other thing here. I'm going to take the bone away from him. And if I want the dog to come out, I don't want the dog to bust out the door to come to me. I want to teach the dog that when it's time to come out, Jimmy, I want him to come out calmly. So I want him to, there's no more treats in there. I want him to look at me, and I want to ideally be able to get him to, Jimmy, sit, to wait before he comes out. And then say, Jimmy, let's go. And he comes out with good manners. And I'm not going to give him a treat for coming out. Never make that mistake of rewarding your dog for coming out of the crate. You're only going to reward him for going into the crate. I'll repeat it. Jimmy, this will be the last time I repeat it. Jimmy, go in your crate. He goes in the crate. Good boy, Jimmy. Good boy. This is where he hears all the praises. Good boy, Jimmy. That's a good boy. Good crate. And then I'll tell him, Jimmy, sit. Good. Now, very nonchalantly, Jimmy, let's go. And he comes out. No great reward, because being out of the crate and being in my presence, who wouldn't love that? That's his reward. Jimmy, crate. Yes, what a good job. This is where our excitement happens. This is where all the fun happens, is when he goes in the crate. This is where the party starts. Every mistake I've seen made in crate training is that people open the door and go, yeah, good boy. And all the excitement happens when the dog comes out, which makes the dog want to do what? Stay outside. All his excitement is in that crate. So when he's in that crate, oh yeah, what a good boy, Jimmy. What a good boy. Yeah, good boy, Jimmy. All positive. Got it? And that's an easy way to get your dog, come on out, Jimmy. Good, there we go, good boy. And now, since we're done training, we can give Jimmy some love. And get me, oh my God, Jimmy. That's Jimmy, the shimmer glimmer man. Good boy, yes, good boy, good boy. There's some other really important reasons to teach your dog to be crated. One, if you're going to travel and your dog has to be on an airplane, he has to be in a crate to travel unless you're going to have a fake service dog, which you shouldn't do. So if your dog is going to be transported in cargo on an airplane, he has to learn to be in a crate, and he should be calm in that crate, and he should enjoy being in that crate. If you're traveling in your car, you should have your dog in a crate if you possibly can. If you're going to a friend's house and they have a dog or they don't want the dog all over the house, he's going to be in a crate. He's going to have a safe time. You can take him out every few hours. If your dog has to go to the vet, he's going to be staying in a crate or in a kennel. He has to understand that confinement is a good thing. It really goes back to his roots of denning. He's going to understand that being in a crate is a positive thing. I'm going to keep reinforcing it, even though Jimmy's known for years that the crate is a good thing. If you're in a hotel, you don't want the dog tearing up the sheets and running all over and getting into smells and doing that stuff. You want him to be in a crate. If you're going to leave the dog in a hotel and you're going to go out for dinner and the maid opens the door and your dog runs out, your dog is dead. So having him understand by being in a crate is going to be a positive thing. It's going to help your dog. It's going to make your dog be safe, be happy, and stay alive. It's the number one most important thing you'll train your dog to do. Start him early as a puppy. I'll do another video showing you how to crate train your puppy. But for now, Jimmy's been crated for a long time. I mean, not like forever, but he's been crate trained for a long time. He understands that the crate is a happy place. Look, he didn't even come out. I dropped this one on the floor, and Jimmy did not come out after it because he knows that's where he's going to get the reward. All the positive things happen in the crate, and it should be hard for you to get your dog out of the crate. Come on, Jimmy. See, he doesn't want to get out. Jimmy, come on. There's the good boy. That's the shimmer glimmer man. And what is he going to do? There's a bunch of treats raining into the crate. It rains in the crate. It rains treats in the crate. And Jimmy's happy in the crate. And that's crate training, the most important thing you'll do for your dog.